Spider-Man?
Happy 1 year anniversary. Woo! Yeah. So today we're talking about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse in honor of our 1 year anniversary. And I thought it might be a good way to bring it in because this is a personal movie for me. We're going to go real with this one. And today we also got Donnie with us. If you guys know, he's been there since the first episode. And we also got Sergio, which is here every week. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
What's up?
Yeah, today we're talking about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Let's go into our first impressions. Donnie, since you're our guest, you go ahead first. What did you feel when you first saw this movie? What were your first thoughts?
Oh my goodness.
I know. That's why it's going to be a long one, guys. We got a lot to talk about for this movie.
We watched this movie how many times in theaters, Chance? We saw this movie.
I think three times.
I thought it was 4.
Yeah, right. We saw it 4 times. I saw like 3 times before after that, or like in between those times with like Donnie. I saw it with you. I saw it with Sergio. I saw it with my family. I saw it by myself twice. I've seen it way too many times in theaters.
I watched it so much, and that's because like the first time watching it, it feels very, I remember it feeling overwhelming, but not in a bad way, in like a very good way. It was like so much that I had to watch it again because I felt like I didn't totally see everything there is to see in this movie, because there's a lot to see. It's very dense, visually at least. There's a lot going on the camera at one time. There's a lot of small little nods to small like references. Even on the most recent watch I did, which was this weekend, I noticed some things that I didn't before. So it was a lot to take in at once for the first viewing.
Your turn, Sergio. What did you think about this movie?
Personally, I think I had the same thing, same kind of reaction. But I remember specifically before watching this movie, I remember you going on this whole tangent saying, like, finally we have a black Spider-Man. And for me personally, that got me into the mindset. I think that kind of like made me see this more as a black Spider-Man movie rather than an actual Spider-Man movie. So I think that might have altered my viewing of this, because I remember watching this and I liked it a lot, but I don't know, something felt off for me. Like I didn't like it as much as everyone else, so I felt like something was off.
Oh God, did I ruin your experience of watching Spider-Verse?
I don't know. That's the thing, because I
just said.
I know. I'm saying like I liked it a lot, but I don't know what it is that made me feel off, because it didn't bother me so much that he was a black Spider-Man or like he wasn't Peter Parker, because we did get to see a bunch of other universes of that. But I don't know. This one felt strange. And I couldn't tell why.
Maybe if we get into the movie, then it might come to you.
Maybe. It's because like I really like this movie. I love the animation. I love the characters. I just couldn't figure out why it is I felt off watching this movie.
Okay. With my first impressions with this movie, God, oh my God, I can't. When I first saw the teaser for this movie, I didn't know what to expect, because based on that teaser, it looked like, for some reason, I thought it was going to be straight to DVD or something, because what other background do I have to think that this is going to go into theaters? It looked like a cartoon. It's an animated Spider-Man movie. Of course, I'm going to think it's going to go straight to DVD or something, or streaming or something. But then we saw the other trailer where it showed all the different Spider-Man coming in, and I'm like, oh, they're serious with this. This is legit. This is going to be a big deal. I actually had high hopes for this movie after that second trailer, because it gave you all the introductions to all the different Spider-Man and the humor and more of a glimpse of the animation. Because with the teaser, all it just showed was the What's Up Danger scene and like some altered footage that they weren't finished with in the final draft of the movie. So finally seeing it in theaters, I was speechless. I got an early screening of it the same day I saw Bumblebee. Funny enough, I saw 2 early screenings for movies that both featured Haley Steinfeld in a movie, in a property that's very old, like from the 80s or earlier. Because she also voiced Gwen Stacy in this movie and was the main character in Bumblebee. I don't know how to say this, but when I first saw this, I stood up and clapped multiple times and cried. And we're going to get into that later in the notes section. And I think there was multiple scenes where you guys cried too. If I was wrong, am I wrong?
You're not wrong. I did. I for sure cried.
For me, I didn't get to that point of almost crying, but I did feel like a lot of emotions watching this.
Okay. All right. So let's go into our favorite scenes then. I bet it's gonna be a lot for us. So who wants to go first? Donnie?
Yeah, I can go first. One of my favorite, I don't have a favorite scene. Oh my goodness, wait. Sorry, my brain is flooding with all the stuff that happens in the movie now. Okay, I'm a big fan of every Spider-Man introduction. They throw down like the comic book and they get all like stacked on top of each other. That was so funny. And I could name a few big scenes like oh my gosh, Prowlers. The Prowler chase scenes are amazing. The music too, the music in those scenes. Oh my god, Prowler's theme song, one of the best
Is it better than
villain theme songs of all time.
Is it better than 2099? Spider-Man 2099's theme?
Oh, I would say I don't know. I might be biased. I might be biased because I love Prowler's theme.
All right.
But they do very similar things. But I also started to appreciate some like smaller scenes too because I like noticed all the things that are going on in the background. For example, when Noir, Penny, and Porky Parker, Spider Pig,
Peter
is that his
Porker.
superhero name? Peter Porker.
Get it right. He was bitten by a radioactive pig. Get it right.
Yeah, that scene. I didn't notice that the other two gave him like a side eye when he said he got bit by a pig. Like they both kind of just looked at him weird.
Wait, they did?
Yeah, they did. It's like you're pulling up the scene right now. Just watch the other two on the left.
Oh my god, I love it.
There's so many small details. I'm also a big fan of God. It's hard to name scenes because there's so many good ones.
Well, take your time, and we got time.
This scene, the one where the intro scene with Noir where he's burning the match down to his fingers.
That burn match.
I'm just gonna be naming every scene in this movie because they're all really good.
I let matches burn down to my fingertips just to feel something, anything. Oh.
Oh.
On the topic of Noir Spider-Man, since he's voiced by Nicolas Cage, did you know there's like a secret, like very exclusive club called like people who also play Spider-Man and Superman? And there's only like 3 people in it.
Really?
There was Nicolas Cage. I forgot the other 2 people name, but I do know they played Spider-Man and Superman. I believe one of them is the voice for Spider-Man in the PlayStation, and then Superman. My Adventures with Superman, I believe. And there's
oh yeah, you're right, Jack Quaid.
Yeah, and then
Huey
there's
from the boys.
Yeah, Huey from the boys.
But back to Spider-Man though. Your favorite scenes, Sergio? You go ahead.
Let me think. There's like a whole lot of scenes with a whole bunch of stuff happening. So let's see. The scene that I remember the most was either the fight at Aunt May's house or Penny Parker basically building a new goober while eating some snacks in her machine.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh, I didn't really think twice about that scene.
I just like a lot of food.
Yeah, I just noticed that like every time she's in her suit, she's in a fight or like she's doing something, she's always eating a snack in her suit.
Huh. My favorite scenes were the leap of faith scene because oh my god, that whole scene, the editing, the writing, the clip, the voice clips from other parts of the movie that leaded up to it, it's just amazing. It's awesome, so good. Me watching it again for this time, like my 10th time watching it, one thing I never really thought about, I just thought it was a really cool shot. It was when the moment he leaps off of the building and the glass breaks behind him. I didn't really think about it, but now seeing it again, I realized he was so scared that he didn't relax to where he had to force himself to jump off. That's why he broke.
Oh my god. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I just thought he jumped really hard. Oh,
exactly.
you're right. Holy cow.
Because throughout the whole movie, people are telling him to relax, to let himself release off things. He does it with what Gwen says it to him when he grabs his hair, and Peter B. Parker says it to him when he's hanging from Olivia Octavia's lamp or lights. This whole scene in general is amazing.
Oh, this scene where he's getting ready for school. I just noticed that his dad found the laptop in the background because Miles was looking for it. Yeah, Miles opens his door and it's like, have you guys seen my laptop in there? Look, his dad has a laptop and just shoved in his bag.
Oh my god.
You see the look on Miles's dad's face when he sees it. He's like, aha, and he like snaps his fingers and points at it off screen.
All right, my last favorite scene is the post-credit scene.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because this is before No Way Home did all the memes from the Spider-Man references. So when seeing this in theaters, everyone was like, what the hell does this mean? Like, who's Spider-Man 2099? Who is that guy? Who's that? Who's the glitch lady? Who's that? And then it ends with this.
Whoa. What the? I'm Spider-Man. I need you to come with me.
Who the heck are you?
I just told you that. Listen. I'm from the future.
How dare you point at me?
You were pointing first.
Rude to point.
You're being very rude. You're not even believing what I'm
Which
saying.
one
You're saying
pointed
I'm not who I
first?
say I am.
Spider-Man
That's all
pointed
I
first,
am.
obviously.
You're pointing at me right now
I'm
as you
not
say
pointing,
that.
you're
Look
pointing.
at you.
I'm
Look
just
at your
pointing at
finger.
your
Look
pointing,
at your
which is
finger right
different
now.
than
What
normal
are you doing?
pointing.
You are pointing.
You haven't seen
You're
pointing
accusing
until
me
I get
of
through
pointing
with you, and then
while
you'll
you're
know.
The little hops.
The little hops. Like, how dare you point at me? And also, fun fact that J. Jonah Jameson was voiced by Stan Lee in that cartoon.
Oh wow.
Yeah. All right. So, Sergio, you say your favorite scenes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to favorite quotes then.
Wait, I have one question. Did Spider-Man 2099, does he look different than in the second movie?
Yes.
Yeah, he's skinnier.
Yeah. I wonder if like time has passed for him. Because like if like a year had passed. Because I do know like if in like traveling the multiverse, and probably some places like exchange time differently.
That's another point I have in my notes. That's a good point I gotta bring up. But also, I just realized why that post-credit scene is really important, because he hires him to join the Spider Society.
Yeah, we see him.
So the whole time they're arguing, we don't see him about to give him the bracelet.
I would have actually liked to see that. Them just arguing. He says, "You know what? Just come with me. Here's the bracelet. Let's go."
And also foreshadows him going to other animation styles and other universes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so cool. Even the gizmo, like what's it called? The time bracelet?
Yeah. I just call it the bracelet because that's
Yeah.
basically
Yeah, it's different looking for this in this one too, because they didn't really know what they're gonna do for it. So I give them more leeway to it. Like if they have the idea, then I'm fine with it. So let's go to our favorite quotes then. There's so many to choose from, but Donnie, you go ahead.
Oh my goodness. The first one that came to my mind was Uncle Aaron talking to Miles after he got shot.
Oh my god. Okay, that's one of the scenes I cried at.
Yeah, on my latest watch specifically when he told like Miles that he was the best of all of them.
Yeah.
Like after watching like the first movie and then the second one, that quote hits so much harder.
Oh my god, you're right. And remember when we saw it in theaters? There was that one point where he's like, "You keep going, Miles." There was a kid that started laughing his ass off in the bottom row.
Oh my goodness.
And the rest of the movie, we couldn't take it seriously at all.
Oh man.
You keep going, Miles. Ah, look at that guy dying.
That's wild. Another quote that also hits harder, like especially after watching the second movie, was when Miles's dad was talking to him through the door.
That's my second scene I cried at.
Yeah, because it's specifically like Miles's dad telling him that like sometimes like people drift apart, and that hits especially hard in like the second movie because like the tension in the Spider Society is like pulling on Miles, and specifically like Gwen and Miles too. They get like pulled in different directions because of what goes on in the second movie. So that scene also, that quote also ages really well.
Yeah, and the fact that like he's like, the part that got me crying though is him saying, like him trying to keep it together while he's saying that something happened to his uncle. He's like, something happened. It's very rare to see a animated character realizing things in real time while he's talking to someone else. It's honestly just really refreshing to see that too. Like it feels very human in an animated property. Like, yes, we have a lot of movies that feel like that, but when's the last time you saw an animated character just sit and process what's happening in real time while trying to talk to someone else and comfort them?
like Puss in Boots.
Yeah, like Puss in Boots.
Yeah. All of the faces are very subtle. There's a lot of like small movements.
Yeah.
Too.
And even a line, "I see the spark in you. It's amazing." Like the foreshadowing is crazy in this movie.
Especially for the second movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Also, when I first saw it, I honestly thought he was gonna tear off his like the stuff on his mouth saying "I love you too," or at least hit the door in some way of saying that he listens or cares.
Yeah. I guess it's what the shadow's for.
Yeah, like right there, him like knocking at the door, and that shot of him, both of them looking at each other. Like I thought he was gonna bang his head out the door or something.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I just forgot that Genki Ganke was sleeping the whole time.
Yeah, he was knocked out.
That was another favorite scene of mine, where they were just like on the wall, all huddled together, trying to be out of his way of sight, and then he just looks up and sees them all.
Yeah, that's also one of my other favorite lines. It was Peter Porker saying, "Do animals talk in this dimension? Because I don't want to freak him out."
Can you imagine looking up and seeing a person in a different art style from reality? That must have been. I would faint too.
What the? That guy's black and white.
Is that girl animated on threes?
Is that Hatsune Miku on my wall? I got my favorite quotes here. When Miles' dad says, "With great ability comes great accountability."
Then he says, "That's not how that saying goes."
Yeah.
Wait, that gets me questioning. How is it that he knows what the saying is?
Well, okay, so I guess I can bring this up now. So there's two different versions of this movie. By that I mean there's a lot of versions that they just didn't focus on, and this is not the final product, but they have a version on Apple TV Plus or an Apple TV called the Alternate Universe mode, where they added deleted scenes into the movie where they would have been, and also like a short with Peter Porker in it at the beginning.
Oh yeah, I remember that. You showed me it.
Yeah, did I show you that, Donnie?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, I'm gonna show you in my notes. There's a scene where right after Miles Morales finds out he has powers, he hides and Ganke finds him, like sees him with the powers, and Ganke's super excited because in the movie you can see that he's very knowledgeable about Spider-Man. There's all Spider-Man material, memorabilia in their dorm room, and a box of cereals, of Spideyos. So when he finds out that he has powers, they look. This is the replacement from when he found a comic book in his room after he was walking across the walls with the birds. So in the alternate universe mode, he watches a Spider-Man movie, like a documentary or biopic about him, with the commentary over it, with Spider-Man with his voice modulated because they can't tell who it is, saying what happened. That's how he found out that he might be Spider-Man. So that's how he found out about their origin story based on the biopic.
But he said that before that, when his dad's dropping him off.
Yeah, but the movie already explained that he's a popular figure in this world. Like they already have memorabilia, like how we do in our world with Spider-Man, but just the difference is he's real. That's why in the comics, it's not they call it the true life tales of Spider-Man instead of Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So it's all real, but it's just the difference is he's actually real.
I guess so, but usually Spider-Man doesn't actually talk about himself.
This is a different Spider-Man, man. You got to think about it differently.
Mm.
There might be some universes where he doesn't have any memorabilia. There might be some universes where he's not as cocky. There's somewhere he's not as like fawn over. This is just a universe where everything worked out for him, except that he died. You gotta think of it like that. Because if you think about it from a story standpoint, of course he can't have the original Spider-Man in there the whole movie. He's too perfect. Nothing's really going on in his world. So in order to have the new Spider-Man be taught, we need to have someone that's interesting enough to where it could be funny and also help him grow as a character, because Spider-Man in this world has already grown fully as much as we already know him to be. So we need someone that has ability to grow. That's why we have the Shelby version of Spider-Man come into the universe and help Spider-Man. So in a story standpoint, it makes a lot of sense why they have him. Does that make sense?
I guess so.
Yeah. My other favorite quotes are, it was when Miles goes to the costume store to get a costume for Spider-Man, and it comes across Stan Lee. That whole scene, like, like Miles saying, "Do you think the suit's gonna fit?" And Miles stands like, "It always fits eventually." You see like the sign saying "No refunds."
No returns, no refunds ever.
Yeah, man, it was so sad to see it in theaters because that was right after he died too. So seeing it in theaters, like, oh, it just hit way too close to home. Like they had to have known something was up with Stan Lee, because it hit more that he died after he died. What else? Spider-Ham. It was right after Uncle Aaron died. He says, "Miles, the hardest thing about this job is you can't always save everybody." Okay, there's a version of this movie in the alternate universe mode where they say Uncle Frankfurter, who was electrocuted, he smells so delicious. when everyone was, when everyone was saying who else died in their universe.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, the ceiling crawling was definitely a better choice for the comedic relief after that scene.
Yeah.
Uncle Frank for what?
You notice that throughout the entire montage of him going through school that there's a bunch of mention about expectations and pressure.
Yeah.
And stress. They stress the word stress when the teacher said stress.
Yeah, and how the fuck did it get so late to class that they're already in the middle of watching a video? Like, how late do you have to be?
I also noticed, like, I didn't notice on my first time watching this, but after watching it, I realized that was Dr. Octavius.
Yeah, they try to give you hints throughout the movie too, like even with him covering her last name when he's blocking the screen.
It's in her glasses too. Her glasses are octagons.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I did not know that until like very recently. I was actually talking about character design with one of my friends, and then he showed me Dr. Octavius, and I was like, wait, her glasses are octagons. That's crazy.
And also on her desk, she has like one of the tentacles on her, one of the arms on her.
Wait, really?
Yeah, like once they land on the.
Oh my! Yeah, I saw it.
Where is it?
It's for like a split second. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
That's messed up. It was literally right there. What the heck?
And also in the comics, those Olivia Octavius was college roommates with Aunt May. That's why when they say like, "Oh, great, it's Liv," when she busts into the house.
Dang.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. That's wild. Yeah, because Aunt May is out here like designing wacky stuff too, and has like the funny shed. Oh, that's wild.
And even in that scene, like when we first come across Aunt May in that universe, she's like, "I'm sorry, no more visitors tonight." She holds a bat.
Yeah.
Like she knew something was gonna go on. Because maybe it is not the first time a villain came over to her house. Ooh, maybe.
Actually, there are a lot of villains who actually respect Spider-Man.
Oh, I bet they do.
So I'm pretty sure like a few of them probably came over there to show their respects.
Imagine Kingpin went over there.
I mean, that wouldn't be surprising because he did throw a whole party with Spider-Man, with people dressed as Spider-Man. If it was like a farce to keep people off his trail by showing like he's also saddened by the passing of Spider-Man. He did a whole lecture too.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing I noticed. This is a bit of a tangent, but when he kills Peter Parker, Kingpin tells his goons to hide the body. But then after they see that Miles saw, they decide to release the information on Spider-Man's death anyway.
Oh my God.
And they already had the cover-up story that Spider-Man was killed by like the earthquake. So that was something really subtle that I only caught on to like watching it this weekend.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
But I did notice right after Spider-Man dies, Miles runs back home and asks his parents, do you really hate Spider-Man? Wouldn't you think they'll be onto something if he was talking about Spider-Man and right afterwards they say he died?
I guess so. But the whole thing is like Spider-Man, like you said, Spider-Man is such a popular figure. And then as he was at college with a roommate who also has a bunch of Spider-Man mobilia, it'd probably be a understanding question that some people don't like Spider-Man and people would question why people don't like Spider-Man.
But they don't even like him. They don't like his roommate.
Huh?
They don't like his roommate though.
When did they say that?
In the second movie, they say, "Is it Genki? You're hanging out with Genki? I never liked that guy." He's like, "Yeah, you do." "No, I don't." Because we're talking about how many friends he has. He doesn't really have any friends. So he was going to have a bigger part in this movie too. Let's go into our notes then. So I mentioned earlier about the Peter Porker short that they had beforehand. I'm going to give Donnie a watch of it before we talk about it because there's some stuff I want to talk about with it.
It was just the first pass. Enough hogwash! Now you're getting it. Hold it! Am I crazy or is this the same room we were just in?
Yeah, we ran out of money, so I just figured we'd have every room look the same.
Huh. Well, you mess with the ham, you get the hammer. What? A portal to another movie's timeline? I hope I haven't missed the first 62 minutes!
That reminded me. Did Miles keep the hammer?
Yes.
I don't. Oh God! Wait, hold on. Wait.
He gave him the hammer when he left.
Yeah, he gave him the hammer once he left, but I don't think he kept it. Well, wait.
I'm pretty sure he did. I mean, like it fixed in his pocket.
If Miles pulls out the pocket hammer on Miles Prowler in Universe 42, I'm going to lose my mind.
Oh my god, I love that.
I mean, he does say in the second movie that they are his friends, and they're the only friends he's got, even though he's a senior. So I don't think he would actually like throw it away or nothing like that.
Yeah, we're not saying he's gonna throw it away. We're just saying that he like just a callback or something.
Probably like in the third movie, because they didn't show it in the second movie. But like I said before, since he's so close to them because they relate to his problems as Spider-Man, I'm pretty sure like he's gonna keep it somewhere.
I really hope we do get to see it. That would be the craziest. That would be the craziest callback in movie trilogy history, I feel.
Oh, all right. So, I want to bring up the number 42. This has been a thing I've been thinking about since the first watching this movie, since I first saw this movie.
Yeah, I remember. You said you thought it was a callback to Jackie Robinson, right?
Or The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, because in that book, 42, the number is the meaning of life.
I thought it was number 7.
No, 42.
Not 42, the meaning of life, the universe, and everything.
Yeah. So when I talked to Sergio about it, he's like, Chance, you might be looking in too much into it. Maybe it's just a number. No, it's fate. It's like chance. And I'm not using my name in this sense. I mean actual chance. In the beginning, when we see like the number 42 on a spider, we also see the number 42 in a lottery, like a lottery ball. And they mentioned that Miles was only going to a new school because he won a lottery.
But then we see in the second movie that it was actually the number of his universe.
Exactly. It's fate. It might seem not, it sounds like it's all it sounds like it's coincidental, but what are the chances number 42 pops up more than twice in your life in big parts?
I thought it was always just supposed to be a reference that chance that, the chance that Miles Morales is Spider-Man, but he's Spider-Man of chance and he chooses to be Spider-Man. Like he got the powers by chance, but he chooses to be Spider-Man. It's a way of saying like anyone can be under the mask.
Yeah.
Also, were they foreshadowing the spot in the scene when they did when they did the spray paint?
Yes.
Also, that reminds me, I saw a bunch of other people talking about this movie, and they also mentioned that how the spider that bit Miles is actually from a different universe, and we saw that in the second movie that it actually is from a different universe. And you know how it got to his universe?
Yeah, because what's the name? The Spot brought it in.
Him and Miles.
Wait, no.
In the comics, it's shown that Miles in the other universe is actually a student with a student of the Spot, and they're working on a spider. And then this portal comes out of nowhere and then transports the spider into this Miles universe.
It's different in this movie because the Spot is from.
He's from this universe. Spot's from
Miles is from Miles and Spot are both from this universe that we're seeing like right now.
I'm saying from the universe where Miles is a student of the Spot.
Oh, like he works at Alchemex?
No, he's a student, like as Peter Parker was a student of Dr. Octavius.
Oh.
Yeah, at least that's what I remember from this video I saw where they explained how the spider that bit Miles from this universe came from a different universe.
Is that canon though?
No, I think they show in the second movie.
I'm just saying that's part of a comic I saw.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because in the movies they say that he was there in the Alchemex when he blew up the collider and everything.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying it's from a different universe where they're actually in a lab experimenting on this spider, whereas in this universe he's at the Malcolm X laboratory.
Okay. Well, let's see. Also watching this movie again, I did notice that when you see the spider going on all the paint cans, he camouflages as those cans. Does that mean that Miles's powers isn't really turning invisible? It's just more like blending into the background like a chameleon?
Yeah, that's what I thought anyways.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because they can't see him. It's just more like a really advanced camouflage.
Oh, yeah, you might be right. Because when Peter B. Parker pokes him in the eye, Miles does change colors to the Spider-Man suit.
Yeah,
like the area where he gets poked. So yeah, you're right. I think that's crazy. That's super subtle.
I also remember the scene where where you see in the background when the spider senses start freaking out when he first meets the Spider-Man from his universe, that his colors go from the Prowler's colors to Spider-Man's colors, kind of referencing how in the second movie they mentioned that Miles was not supposed to be Spider-Man, and now it changed when he got bit by the spider and met Spider-Man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he was originally supposed to be the Prowler in his universe.
Oh, also there was foreshadowing for the Prowler in this movie too. Did you guys catch on to that?
It was when Uncle Aaron told. It's when Aaron was showing Miles that spot where they put up the no expectations graffiti, and then like mentioned, "Oh yeah, I got an engineering job here." When Miles asked him how he found the spot.
Yeah, that scene, but also in his
On
room.
the spot.
There's a poster with the panther on it. with the
That's
Prowler.
crazy. What the heck?
And also, I think on his shirt too, he has a panther on it too.
Oh yeah.
Dang.
Wait, do you think that the Black Panthers are a thing in this universe, or is it just like a nice little like symbol for the Prowler?
Well, I think they based the Prowler's costume off a panther. That's why he has like the claws on his hands and everything.
Oh no,
And
okay.
it's purple.
Wait, do you think that they would have like? Do you think if the Black Panther actually did exist in this universe, do you think they would have like some memorabilia of him?
The Black Panther?
Yeah.
Oh
'Cause I know,
yeah.
like, he's part of his own. He's in a different country and all that. But I thought like he would have been like an inspirational symbol for other people in other countries too.
Yeah, I think so. When Miles is on his way to school at the beginning of the movie, he comes across an old friend that asks him if he felt the earthquake last night. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yo, Miles, you feel that earthquake last night?
Yo, what you talking about? I slept like a baby last night.
I didn't think about it. I didn't think twice about it at first, but then I realized, oh shit, that's actually Gwen when she fell into the world.
That was a week ago.
Yeah, she mentioned that that's why she's there in the school.
But he said last night.
Yeah, she'll hop back in the next week. Wait, you sound like you're confused.
I am, because you said next week, which means that it was a week from there. So then how did they feel it that night? I thought it was the collider. Like they were testing it to see if it works.
The collider could shoot Gwen back in time. I wouldn't be shocked if it also sent like a shockwave back in time too, because the collider kind of messes with space and time at the same at once. So
Oh yeah. Wait, then doesn't that mean that the collider caused the glitches that are happening throughout the universe?
Yeah, that's what they did in Across the Spider-Verse.
No, they said that's what Miles Morales was doing because he's an anomaly.
No, they said because of Kingpin's collider that's been making glitches around the universe.
They said that's because the wrong Spider-Man was in the wrong universe. That's what happened when Miguel went into a different universe.
Wait, no.
oh, that when
When the
Yeah, that's why Miguel was so had set on trying to keep Miles contained and away from like altering the canon events, because the fact is that if they don't follow canon events, like how Miguel didn't do when he took the place of a dead Miguel, then the whole universe will collapse, including the multiverse.
No, because wait, no. So let me think of the time frame between all the Spider-Man people coming in. So the timeline here is Gwen comes first, then is it Penny, Porker, and Noir come in second, or are they after Peter B. Parker?
They're after Peter B. Parker.
Okay, so maybe Peter B. Parker came into that yesterday. Yeah, it was because he came across, he saw that Miles, he saw that Spider-Man died. He was there at the funeral. So then that was the next day.
Wait, the funeral? I thought he was there when he saw like it was already at the funeral.
He saw it all happen.
Saw what?
Like he was there at the funeral, but just in the corner where you didn't see him. Because remember, he says he thinks the reason why he's there is the reason why Spider-Man was gone. You don't remember that?
I remember him coming into the universe and seeing on a jumbotron that Spider-Man was dead. That's all I remember.
Let me see. Oh yeah, see, they're at the funeral. See, told you.
Oh, okay.
So maybe that he was the earthquake. Like since they can play with time with Collider coming in, maybe he came in the day after, like the day before Spider-Man got his powers. And he's walking around there, and what the hell happened?
But it shows him that he.
Oh wait, no. Actually, you're right. You're right. My bad. He came in the day after he died, or the night of him dying.
Yeah.
Well, then wait. I guess.
I just noticed in the background, there's instead of Blue Man Group, it's Red Man Group.
Yeah. So now let's talk about the alternate universe things in Miles' universe. They have a poster for a Shaun of the Dead sequel called From Dusk Till Shaun, and Hi Hello, a show with Nick Kroll and John Mulaney, who also voices Peter Porker. In our world, it's called Oh Hello. It's like a Broadway show.
Ah, okay.
And they have a Seth Rogen movie called Hoard Your Horses, and the Mary Janes in the background, like the band. I guess I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking too hard about the timeline here. So
Maybe.
one thing I do like to point out is when Miles is trying to fail his classes and fail the test that he was doing. One little detail you might not notice is like the number of the date that he put onto his test. He dated it December 2nd, 2018.
Do they just have a messed up calendar in this universe? That's
No,
awful.
no.
December.
That's a funny thing. There isn't. In the background, you can see in the calendar, it says December. So he tried to mess up the date.
Oh my. He is speed running, dropping out.
Let's see what else do I have in my notes. When later in the movie, when they go into the spider lair, Peter earlier mentions that Spider-Man doesn't wear a cape, and when Miles sees a Spider-Man suit with the cape on it, he points it out to him. Did you guys notice that it looked like Doctor Strange's cape?
Yeah, only during my most recent watch.
Oh yeah, is that a reference to when Spider-Man fought zombies?
I think so, or just in general. I think there are multiple instances where he wears the cape.
Oh, you guys also aware of the alternate universe where Spider-Man is Moon Knight?
No.
Yeah, there's a Spider-Man where Gamora takes the Infinity Stones, then rewrites the universe. Some heroes aren't born, so when Uncle Ben, Aunt May, and Peter are walking through the park, they get attacked by a mugger, and then Peter is, I think, shot or stabbed, and then Uncle Ben is also killed, and then he gets bit by a spider that gives him the Moon Knight powers. Like he's Spider-Man mixed with Moon Knight, basically.
Wow. Was he called Spider Knight or just Spider or Moon Knight?
Spider Knight, I think, or Arachnite, something like that.
Arachnite.
Yeah,
I hope it's Arachnite.
I think so.
I want to ask you guys, who's your favorite Spider-Man in the movie? I should say.
It's got to be Miles for me.
For me, it's a toss up between Noir and Penny.
Really?
Yeah, I like Penny's design, and I like the whole anime aesthetic because I'm also a big fan of anime, and I do like how her animations are always like so fluid, but yet they can be choppy, which I feel is a nice artistic touch. And I just like Nicolas Cage's voice for Noir because I just like his whole kind of like language. The way he talks is funny for me.
For me, it's Miles, but a close second is Peter Porker. He's just so funny, and he doesn't really do that much in the movie, but he's just there, and also I love his design too. It's basically just Porky Pig with a Spider-Man suit on him.
I also like Peter B. Parker, but I don't know. I guess like it's kind of like a big contrast to what I'm used to seeing for Spider-Man as like just always like so tired and older than he usually is. So I didn't have any build up to that. So I guess it was kind of like a jarring expectation, but I do like how Peter B. Parker kind of shows like the same kind of Spider-Man where you're used to by showing like his during his first scene when he breaks into the Alchemist lab.
Yeah, and even like, oh god, I thought about this watching it this time. I'm like, man, Spider-Man is like the Charlie Brown of this universe, of the MCU or the Marvel universe. He just never has anything work out his way. He just always ends up him being miserable and alone, usually in the comics. I mean, tell me I'm wrong, Sergio, because you're going to say I'm wrong.
Sorry, I had a phone call.
Oh.
What did you say?
I said that Spider-Man is practically like the Charlie Brown of the Marvel universe. Nothing really works out his way, and he just ends up with him being miserable and alone.
Spider-Man is the Charlie Brown of the Marvel comics because there are other characters who have had it even worse or just as bad as Spider-Man.
I guess so. Okay, then.
I mean, I can see where your logic is with that, but it's just that with the comics, it's really non-consistent because there are times where Spider-Man has it better or worse than usual. Sometimes where there's characters who have it even worse or much better. It's always like a big jumble because of all the authors they have for different comic runs. I just take it like with just each one is like its own thing. So just try not to like generalize a character.
Okay.
Also, there was like this meme I saw where like they made reference to Cloudy and Chips and Meatballs, where Flint was the Spot and Earl was the police officer dad, and Kyle was Spider-Man.
Hold on. Okay. So yeah, what were you saying?
I was saying like how some memes were making a connection, saying like how what's the police officer's name again? The dad of Miles?
Jefferson Davis.
Jefferson was kind of like Earl in Cloudy Chance of Meatballs, and his son was kind of like, and Miles was like kind of like Cal. And then they made a reference to saying that means that Flint is the Spot.
Really?
Yeah, because it was just so similar because of how like they're kind of similar in this universe in like how similar like they are in this movie and in the Flint's and the Clay Chance with Meatballs movie.
Oh yeah, I remember. um, so you know why they changed his name from Jefferson Davis to Jefferson Morales in the next movie?
No.
Because turns out that Jefferson Davis was a name of a slave owner that was also the president of Confederate States of the U.S. From 1861 to 1865.
Hmm.
Yeah, he was a slave owner. We can't really have that for a kids movie about a black superhero.
Would any of the kids even know that, or was it just because like they didn't want to risk the connection?
I think they didn't want to risk connection.
Okay.
Because think about that. That's kind of a up thing to have, like a name to have in your movie that's focusing on mainly on the black superhero, especially in the second one where
that's true, I see it as I see it as the same thing as they did with like a Forrest Gump, where they named him after like a Coke clan leader.
Really?
Yeah, because like the Forrest is a name of a KKK member. Like they showed it in the movie where like they named him Forrest after this KKK member, and I was like, what? And then it's like every time I hear Forrest, I just think of Forrest Gump. I don't think of the KKK member.
I gotta be honest with you, Sergio. I have never seen Forrest Gump.
You really gotta see it.
What?
It's really good.
I never saw Forrest Gump. I'm always one to see it, but I just never got around to it. Mainly because it's 3 hours long, and I can't really like prepare myself to sit down for a 3 hour long movie. Like,
wait, it's 3 hours long?
It's 3 hours?
Yeah, it's like 3 hours long, or 240 or 250.
I do not remember it being that long.
It does not feel like a 3 hour movie. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, I just feel like also I'm gonna cry too. So I'm like, I'm not really looking forward to cry. So I just never really saw it.
There are scenes that make you feel like that, but overall, it's a really heartwarming movie.
Maybe I'll give it a watch for the pod or something. But let's see. Let's go with your guys' notes. You guys have any notes?
Nothing we haven't already talked about.
What about you, Donnie?
I have a couple.
All right.
I especially appreciated on my most recent viewing, but I really like the dialogue between the villains and the spider people whenever there's like a fighting scene.
Really? Does anyone stand out to you?
There's not like one scene that stands out to me. Like whenever there's a fight, it always feels like they're like talking to each other, which is always really funny. I guess like the scene where they're fighting Octavius in the lab, they're like having like two different conversations at the same time. It's Peter B. Parker telling Miles, "I got this, everything's fine," and then Octavius in the background's like, "Oh yeah, you got it. Who are you talking to?" Like it's not like other superhero movies where they're just doing one-liners and clips. Like they're actually just talking to each other while they're fighting, and it's very funny.
Oh yeah, and that's all another funny line from that scene. It was when Peter was running, saying, "All right, I got some good news. We don't need the monitor." He just throws a monitor.
I remember watching this movie for the first time, and I was like, and I saw like Miles take the monitor. I'm like, does he need that? And then Peter's like, no. Oh, that reminded me. They show Octavia's desktop when Miles hacks into it.
Yeah.
And I paused it and I looked at a couple of the files, and one of the files said like bike trip. And then earlier in the movie, she's on the bicycle.
Yeah, at the beginning of like in the video.
Yeah, and there's like a lot of other funny things. Nothing really like stood out to me like crazy, but there's like files from like a party or something. Like there's just funny, like she has letters for students,
test results,
dinner party,
contacts, lab results,
fantasy league,
letters for students.
She plays League of Legends? No way.
What?
There's a folder called Fantasy League.
And there's one called Spa Art. I think that means Sony Pictures Animation Art. All right, so is that all your notes, Donnie?
No, because another thing, like speaking of Gwen, I noticed how like her interactions with Miles, like the first viewing, it's like, oh man, this is so awkward. But then on the second viewing, it's like, wait, she's actually responding like very well to this. Like this isn't really like too crazy to her.
Oh my God, I didn't even mention one of the biggest things about this movie I loved about it. And I talked to you and Donnie about you and Sergio about this a lot. So I wanted Miles to get with Gwen so bad. And it's not a personal thing. I just want to see
it's personal.
Sure, fine, personal. Fuck it, it's personal. I want to see this black kid get with the white girl because we never see that before. When is the last time you saw an animation a black guy get with a white girl? I'll wait.
Justice League Unlimited
in theaters.
If you want to bring in theaters, there's a bunch of other movies that do it, just not animated.
Yeah, see, animated. That's the thing.
Why
Animated.
is this a big deal? That's supposed to be
Big deal because we don't see it. It's representation.
But they do it in a bunch of other movies.
But not animated. It's a big deal when we first saw a black Spider-Man in a movie and it's animated. That's a big deal, first of all. If we had him also with the white girl, it'll be a bigger deal. People, by that I mean, it's still a huge deal and it's amazing. It's great. I love it. But I know it's a fact that people would be pissed off if he got with that white girl. So I want it to happen.
Why?
Some racist.
What the fuck?
Let them have something to get mad about. I dare you.
What?
I dare you.
Dare who?
I dare the racist.
To what?
To get mad at this.
There's already a bunch of people mad about this. Did you not hear?
What?
Yeah, there was this whole video about this guy saying like how he liked the couple between Gwen and Miles, and there was a bunch of people who responded to him saying that they hate the ship.
Because I remember there was also a video of a guy named Dr. Umar Johnson. Have you heard of him?
No.
Oh my God. Okay, so there was a video of him talking about that relationship and how they can't have it happen.
What happened?
I'll let him say it. Wait, where is it?
No.
Oh, you heard of him? You heard of him, Donnie?
I haven't heard of him specifically, but I'm getting the vibes. I'm getting the vibes off these thumbnails alone. Oh no.
How the hell you gonna have a black superhero cartoon for our children? And he's lusting and thirsting over the skim milk in the damn trailer. This is insane. How you gonna have a cartoon bunny hopping over the white girl in the cartoon? Lord have mercy.
I'm confused by this wording. I don't know what that means.
White.
No, I know he's talking about the white girl, but I don't know what bunny hopping means.
Bunny hopping means white going after a white girl, because white like snow or white like a bunny.
But bunnies aren't white.
So
It's just slang.
Yeah, you gotta get some leeway here.
No, I know. I've heard like references to like race with like that kind of slang, like saying like snow or something like that. But a rabbit just doesn't make sense.
Bunny hopping does, because you get and what's the first thing you think of when you think of bunny? And don't dare say something different, because I know you're gonna say something different to prove your point, and that's not gonna work.
You mean like having a bunch of babies or eating carrots or Bugs Bunny?
See, you always pull that shit. See, Donnie, that's the shit he does. He always makes it like it's obviously like a neutral thing, like it's obviously something else. No.
No, I said it. Like having a bunch of babies, carrots, and Bugs Bunny. Those are the things I think of.
When you think of the color of a bunny, what's the first thing you think of?
Usually gray, black, white, that kind of stuff.
See,
or even brown. It depends on where the bunny is.
Oh my God.
I do know there's white rabbits. I think that's what they're referring.
Oh my God. Donnie.
But that's what I'm saying, that it doesn't make sense because there's so many different kinds of rabbits that have different colors, and most of them change colors.
Fine. If you don't believe me, believe the internet. I'm going to go to look up on Urban Dictionary. I'm going to Urban Dictionary right now.
No.
If I type in bunny hopping in an Urban Dictionary. Bunny hopping. Bunny hopping is a term coined by the great African-American scholar, Dr. Umar.
The great scholar is what?
Referring to African brothers or sisters who choose to engage themselves romantically with people of any other race that is not African. For example, why does Kanye West keep on bunny hopping?
So it's not referring to white people.
Oh,
yeah,
wait.
It's any race
Oh.
really, because there's like a very small portion of black people who get really weird when it comes to interracial relationships.
Oh shit, I was wrong then. Okay. Yeah, just because of breeding, I guess.
We can't even have a cartoon with black on black love. It's getting out of control. It's getting out of control. It's getting.
You know what the funny thing is? He's talking about the sequel, Across the Spider-Verse. And that scene in that movie, they tease a romance with Spider-Bite, who is a black woman.
Yeah, but it wouldn't make. I mean, it makes sense that he has interest in her, but it would. I guess depending on the story they're trying to tell, it wouldn't make sense for him to immediately go to a different relationship when they tease a different relationship with Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
You know, this is the exact opposite of what you said.
What do you mean?
Like he's just saying, like it's weird that we don't have like black couples in a cartoon, like in an animated movie. And then you're saying like it's great that we have an interrelationship with a black man and a white woman in this animated cartoon movie.
Princess and the Frog has black on black.
Yeah.
And there's white on black with Strange World.
So then You're dismissing your own argument.
No,
Then
white guy, black girl.
that's not a black girl.
Yeah, it is.
Oh no, wait, no.
Black
I'm
woman.
thinking of the son.
I'm thinking of the dad.
Okay, I see that, but I also see that the whole relationship they were trying to tease with the son and the other guy.
No.
What?
I'm just saying that we haven't had an interracial relationship where the main lead was a black guy, a black kid, a black male kid, and a female white girl. I haven't seen that before in animation.
This is why we got into an argument right before seeing the second movie. It's because he kept insisting that we need this, even though
We do need it.
We need it to be animated.
Yes.
Animated full-length film.
This is as big as Star Trek having the first interracial kiss. It's that big.
But we've already had interracial kiss with a black guy
in the 60s. It happened in the 60s.
I know, but I'm saying that we've already had this thing. You're saying that it needs to happen.
When?
With Blazing Saddles.
Oh my God. Sergio, do you know how long Blazing Saddles came out?
Yes, and I also know there's been a ton of other interracial relationships.
In live action, of course there's a lot of live action ones. That's how you get the Oscar bait with the dramas about the racial tension between the white and black love. I'm talking about animation because we don't see that.
I have.
When? Not in Justice League, an actual theatrically animated movie going to theaters where the main character is black.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying when you're saying you're getting very specific about this.
I'm not getting that specific. You're saying a Justice League cartoon from 2000s. I'm talking about now, in the future, 2024. I'm trying to pinpoint it because you're using all these examples like a live action movie. There are tons of live action. They're called porn. Of course, it's gonna be interracial. Like,
oh my lord!
If you want to use live action examples, yes, we can use that.
Why the hell are you bringing up porn? We did not talk about that.
We're talking about I'm bringing up interracial relationships, and you're bringing up all these old examples, or Justice League, or as the only animation, live action animation. No, as the only animation one, you just say Justice League, a cartoon that was on TV in the Saturday mornings. And your other example was a movie from the 70s, a live action movie for the 70s. Do you see how hard it was for you to pinpoint those scenes or references?
No.
Donnie, help me out here.
What do you want me to say?
Just anything about this.
When did you trying to make it again?
The point I'm saying is that this would be a big deal if we had that.
It already is one.
Kind of, but they're not flat out. They tease it, but not do anything about it. We've seen a bunch of movies where they tease a black kid with a white girl, but they never show it. They just end up as friends at the end.
So then, what's the point you're trying to make here that they should be a couple?
Because it'll be monumental.
But are they going to do that?
From what I don't know yet.
I don't think so, because the whole point of this was kind of like referencing the comics. Even in the comics, they just stay friends. So do you think they'll go the same route as the comics, or they're going to actually have it ambiguous where they're kind of in a relationship but not specifically stated?
I think they're going to get into a relationship, because in the second movie they put more of a focus on it. Like with them under the building, holding hands, or not really holding hands, but leaning on each other, saying how
in every other universe, Gwen Stacy falls for Spider-Man. And in every other universe, it doesn't end well.
Well, it's the first time for everything, right?
And also, Spider-Man's whole purpose, Miles Morales' whole thing in the whole movie is saying how I'm not like every other Spider-Man. I'm different. So it could work. They could be pushing towards that.
True, but then they leave.
Because they have to.
Have to what?
What do you mean leave? Okay, hold on. What do you mean by leave?
I was talking about when Miles Morales said goodbye to Gwen and just left.
In which movie?
In the second movie.
Well, because he was betrayed.
Running away.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your point?
I don't
still get hurt.
I'm not sure. That's why I questioned earlier. Do you think they're going to have them in a full-length relationship by the end of the third movie?
Yes.
Or do you think it's going to go around with the comics where they're not going to actually be in a relationship specifically, or specifically stated?
They're going to be in a relationship. They're going to kiss at some point, or at least say how much they feel about each other. Because they do it already, but they just end up on friend, even though Miles clearly, I'm trying to say, I pronounce it as I can, wants to be with Gwen. he has like 30 pictures of her that he drew himself in his notebook. He thinks about her constantly overnight while laying in bed. Don't take that out of context. He listens to some music. He just happens to pop up there.
We should stop there, Chance. You're starting to make it sound creepy.
I'm not being creepy. He thinks about her. He ponders about her. She thinks about him. He thinks about him all the time on the bus, at home, while drumming. They want to be with each other. She's scared of being hurt again. Because remember, I don't think the Peter Parker and her universe they were together. They were just friends.
No, I know. In that universe, they are specifically just friends. In other universes, they are just either in a relationship or very close.
Yeah. So this could be the time where they actually push towards it. Because I'm also read about this too. So Christina Steinberg, the producer of the movie, convinced the writers to rein it back in with them being friends. They had a romance plot planned for the movie. There were gonna be a couple by the end of this film, but they saved it they said they're gonna save it for the sequel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did my research. I'm calling her out, Christina Steinberg.
It would feel kind of rushed. They did it all in one movie. Because right here, it kind of lays the groundwork for actually being in a relationship in the second movie. Although even though they announced that they were going to have a love triangle between Spider-Punk, Gwen Stacy, and Miles.
I don't think that's going to happen because in the comics, Spider-Punk is gay.
No, I know. I'm saying that's what they said. You showed me the announcement.
Oh, yeah.
And even when we watched the movie, we were like, it doesn't feel like a love triangle. It just feels like he's intimidated.
Well, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Yeah. So I'm saying I'll be intimidated too. They didn't really say what his preference was in this movie, but I mean, when they do say it, I mean, I'm not going to be, I wonder if it's going to be a joke or taken seriously. I mean, it might be taken seriously, but also have like a joke, like him saying, oh, okay, or something. I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I don't know, honestly. I was talking about Hobie at first, but now I'm lost. But God, it's going to happen. I'm hedging my bets. I will put money on it that this happens with Gwen and Miles. And that's my essay about how white and black romance should happen in animation. Okay, so let's go into our trivia.
This is what I hear every time we talk about this movie. You always put preference on this.
Because it's a big deal and you keep on brushing it off like it's normal. It's not what I should rephrase that. No, I didn't mean it like that. I mean like it happens often. It does not happen often in animation. God. Okay, so to trivia. So, crap, I said all the trivia. Okay, let's go to our ratings then. I think we all got the same answer for this one. So I guess on 3 we can all say it at the same time. We just go one by one saying why we always said it. You guys ready?
Wait, it's out of 3 stars or 5 stars?
5.
5 stars. All right.
All right. Guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. 5 stars.
5 stars.
Sergio, God. What are you doing, Sergio? Where are you?
Oh, because I forgot that we were doing a rating, so I didn't.
We are doing a rating. We were just doing it. Where were you?
It's because you were saying get ready for something, and I was like, wait,
yeah.
what am I getting? So I was looking back at the notes to see what we were gonna do next, and I forgot that I was doing the ratings.
Okay, we'll do it again on 3. 1, 2. You know, it doesn't even matter. We all said 5. So you gonna say 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, we're all gonna say 5. It doesn't matter anymore. The moment's gone. So you ruined it. Okay. Yeah. So Donnie, explain why you gave it a 5.
It's peak cinema. It's absolute cinema. All right, I'm joking. There was so much love put into this movie. You see it in every detail. You feel it you see it in the animation. You hear it in the acting. You notice it when in like the writing, the way the characters talk to each other. There was a lot of thought and attention put into this movie. Yeah. And it's so amazing. It's also, you can rewatch it so many times, and every time you'll find something new or interesting about it if you didn't like look up the thousands of Easter egg videos that are already out on this movie. And this movie like changed, it inspired a lot of people to start drawing. It's inspired some of the people that I know who are artists now. You see its influence in other movies nowadays, like you see it in Puss in Boots, especially.
I thought Puss in Boots did more anime-like stuff. I can see it, yeah.
They push it towards another level. And all right, so you go, Donnie. No, you go, Sergio.
I do feel a bit off watching this, but I will admit this is one of the best movies I've seen in a long time. And with I think my feelings are more about like it's because like I'm not used to. I've never seen these characters before in other media besides like a few instances. Like I said, I saw Miles Morales in the Amazing Spider-Man. But every instance of Peter of alternate universe of Spider-Man I've seen have always been just alternate versions of Peter. So seeing this is, although it's refreshing, I do feel different about it. But it is a great movie that you can see over and over again. Each new detail has a new meaning as you rewatch it, or even learn more stuff about the history of each character. So everything is just kind of well done.
Well put. And for me, I give it a 5 because God, there's nothing like it. Even though there's other movies like it, I mean, what I mean by that is it literally is like a huge moment in cinema where it's like a game changer. This is ground level, but in a good way. Where because all the animation studios are trying to replicate what this did, and even before they tried replicating it, watching it in a theater was amazing. Like I don't remember another movie I went to go see over 7 times in the theater. Damn right it earned that Oscar for Best Animated Feature, because what did it have compared to? Wreck-It Ralph 2? No, it's not. This is so much better than Wreck-It Ralph 2. God, fucking Wreck-It Ralph 2. Fucking hate that. I don't really hate it, but it was just annoying. Just
okay, Chance, you gotta end your rant right now.
Yeah, all right, yeah, the rant. But with Spider-Verse, it also was the first time I actually felt like I can be the hero. Because I never saw a black superhero kid in a theater where I felt like I could actually be that character, or I related to him so much. I guess the only one I could think of that's close enough is Static Shock, if you guys are familiar with that one. But that's a TV show.
I've heard Static Shock, yeah.
Yeah. But this I'm like, I actually just related so much to the movie that I just took it to heart. And I don't feel stupid saying that. I feel really proud thinking like, wow, I can be under the mask. I can be the superhero in this universe. No matter how many times people say I can't be, I mean, I can. And there's proof of someone that, like me, can do what everyone else can. It's kind of motivating. Now I understand how all the white people felt when they first saw Spider-Man movies.
That just sounds so wrong.
No, it makes perfect sense.
No, it's because like I get back to this old comic of Spider-Man where this kid sees himself as Spider-Man.
Here, because Sergio, you might not have dealt with this before, but when I just about Spider-Man for Halloween, I had to just about this black Spider-Man, like as in the Venom suit from Spider-Man 3.
No, I mean like it was black, the comic that I was talking about.
Yeah, but when I like dressing dressing accurate to the character. So when he was black, I only thought that inside of the suit he turned black. I was a dumb kid.
It's a wild headcanon, man.
I was a kid. I was like 4.
Does that mean you would have thought that Noir was also black?
Probably when I was a kid, yeah. When I was 4, sure. But I'm 21 now. I get that it's not true. Tobey Maguire does not wear blackface under the suit. But yeah, it's just amazing. And if you guys are also wondering, yes, I did dress up as Green Lantern 1 year, and it is accurate. I was John Stewart.
I wouldn't question that.
Good, don't.
I know because I talked about him before.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so do you have any last notes we want to say before we close out this episode?
None right here.
I love this movie.
Right. This movie was amazing. Can't wait for us to do the second one later. All right, and it's been a whole year of Brick Wall Cinema, man. Guys, this has been a journey. What was your favorite moment, Donnie?
Moment of what?
I don't know. The podcast. That's what people do on their 1 year anniversary. They reflect.
Well, yeah, but we sit here and talk about movies.
Yeah, you don't remember any?
Oh man, when we talked about that one movie.
Oh yeah, that one movie, that was so crazy, man.
Oh yeah, remember that scene? Remember how we talked about that one scene, that one movie, and started laughing afterwards?
What? I totally remember that.
Remember the scene? Remember that part where I actually got angry at Sergio for not understanding something?
That was wild. I'm glad that never happened again.
Remember when Chance went on the whole rant about snow bunnies and bunny hopping? Okay, guys. Thanks for joining us for over a year of Brick Wall Cinema. And I'm Chance.
I'm Sergio.
I'm Donnie.
Have a cinematic day.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. And be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok at Brick Wall Cinema. Have a cinematic day.